Hi, guys. We will begin. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you putting up with my musical taste. In the room, we have Christian and Sheila and Lori and Matt. And on the call, we've got a whole slew of people. Welcome, everyone. I appreciate you guys being here. Hi, Malika. We're going to share some things from an AMP agent who has begun what we're all pretty excited about, which is a really cool social media campaign. So the impetus for this was AMP agents, as we go through this platform, discover things about their business model and themselves, not only in the times that we spend on Zoom, but in class with other people. And they just discover a different skill set. And all of it's based upon back-end marketing. You know, we have these platforms that we engage with as often as our lives allow us to, that we are getting more and more familiar with: KV Core, .loop, the MLS, Facebook, Instagram. And these are all pathways to growing your business in an organic way that's much more comfortable and certainly gives you an easier time of getting those first few clients and then many clients to come after that through a transaction more smoothly. I think we would all agree that it's simpler to engage with and grow trust with someone who you're familiar with in some way, shape, or form than it is a total stranger. That is not disparaging lead generation at all. In fact, I was talking to another AMP leader today, and I've spoken with them quite a bit in the past. We are going to begin to emphasize the two lead generation systems that the AMP team stands behind and has and knows the value of and has a lot of confidence in. So we'll talk more and more about that in the future. Certainly, the gentleman who's going to be presenting tonight is putting himself out there in front of plenty of people, both sphere and strangers. So Grant and I were talking a couple weeks ago, and when we first started Zooming, he made clear to me that, you know, look, I'm a fairly private person. Grant, I'm telling on you, so just get ready. Fairly private person. I love real estate. I'm passionate about real estate. Putting myself out there in front of people is not something that I have a high level of comfort with or confidence with. And I think most people feel that way. You know, we talk a lot on this platform about not coming off as salesy as compared to someone who wants to be of assistance and has the skill set and the determination to get someone through a transaction. But we've got to grow our sphere. It has to be known that I am the doctor of real estate. We all have a tagline if we've chosen to get one, and we have a logo. So it's important that we put ourselves out there. And Sheila Howe and Dana Kitchen and others have mentioned it before, so I'll say it again. There are times when we're growing a real estate business, we just got to get over ourselves and get on with what it takes to grow a business. You know, you spent money to get your license, you put time and effort into this, and there are certain skill sets that you must develop. And if at first those are uncomfortable, tough luck. Get on with it. You know, we've got a business to run. You know, we have expectations of each other. Each of you has a vision for the balance of 2024, and you'll have another vision for 2025. And it's going to take things that you're not comfortable with in every situation. This buyer brokerage thing that's been hanging over everyone's head that I think we're starting to understand is not as big a deal as it's being made to be. But there are times when things are going to be uncomfortable. So get over it and let's get on with it. We're running a business, right? It's certainly a lot of fun. I've talked to many of you, and I ask you repeatedly, why'd you get into real estate? We all have a passion for this. We have a passion for not only the being of assistance part, but having those dreams for what is this going to generate for me and my family as it relates to an income, the relationships that I'm going to build with clients over the years. This is all critical to what Grant's going to show us tonight. So with that said, and without further ado, I'm going to make Grant Kuhlwein the host of the meeting, and he's going to share with you the what and the how and the why of his social media campaigns, and hopefully we'll get a laugh or two out of it because some of the stuff he does is really great. So let me, Grant, make you the host, and I'll stop sharing so that you can, and you're good to go. Let me just make sure I made the, I'll move it in a second, I promise. I'm hoping that I made it mutually shareable, but Grant, it's all yours. Thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate you. Everyone, Grant.
Hey guys, I am trying to figure this out real quick. Trying to share. I might first I'll just go ahead and a little bit talk about myself. I don't know how many of you know me, but I'm Grant Kuhlwein. I've been an agent for, it'll be 2 years in November. So originally after I got out of high school, I just worked on the family farm. Just did that because that's what I was comfortable with, and slowly got into real estate eventually. So that's what brought me here. I'm a very introverted, not, like a very shy person. Do not like getting out there, and like meeting new people is often a scary thing for me just because of my introvertedness. So getting into real estate has been quite a challenge, obviously, for me, just being that real estate's a much more social and requires interacting with people. Definitely, it's pushed me out of my comfort zone, which has helped me a lot because I definitely needed to get into situations where I was engaging more with people, getting to know people more, and building new friendships. So one area of that, of me having to grow, was through social media, being willing to be out there and show my face, be silly, be goofy, but also be informative and try to help prepare clients and gain new clients, help nurture Sphere, and just ultimately grow my business through that. So I don't know. That's a little bit of an introduction. Didn't do a super great job on preparing a consistent outline, I guess, but we'll see. So hold on, let me drag this bar out of the way. Okay. Let me pull up. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me try to get this in present mode. Okay, go back to the beginning. Okay, so social media, how to do, or what to do, what I do in particular, how to do it, and why to do it. So kind of Mark gave me that kind of an outline to focus on those things to guide us through, I guess, social media. So there's a lot of different platforms, social media. Everybody kind of has their own preference. YouTube, which generally tends to be long form content, videos of anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. And those are more in depth. People like Justin Humphreys does a lot of those. I think probably some of the other AMP agents do. Those are great. Like I said, they're a little more in depth and are longer. So there's that kind of videos. Then you also have your more mid to short form, which falls under Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. In particular, I focus on Instagram and Facebook, just for one, because they are connected where you can share things directly from one to the other. But that's kind of my preference. I've tried a little bit with TikTok, but it's the way it works. They all have their own algorithms and ways that things work to trend things and share posts more. I've focused on Instagram and Facebook because that's what I've felt I've been able to adapt to and learn to use best. So that's that. So what to do in particular? For me, I would say I focus on both Instagram and Facebook, but probably a little more Instagram, just based on what, I guess, the criteria for content. Videos, reels tend to do better on Instagram, as opposed to just regular photos and stuff like that. That's typically or mostly because videos can be more engaging. They keep moving, things keep changing. They grab your attention and kind of pull you in and cause you to want to know what's going to happen next. also, in particular for videos, especially with Instagram, you want to keep them shorter if possible. Like I have here, I put a minute at max if possible. Sometimes, what you're trying to fit in takes a little bit longer. Personally, I like to keep it under a minute if possible, or even lower. I like to keep it more around 15 to 30 seconds, just because people's attention span nowadays is very short and we just like to scroll, scroll, scroll. So as quick as you can get your point out there and grab their attention, the better. And feel free to stop me if anybody has questions if I'm not explaining something properly. It's very possible that I could rush right through this because I'm nervous, so we'll see. Here we go. Definitely want to be engaging with your content. So there's different kinds of videos you can do with Instagram. You could do a lot of times what
I
I
have a
started
question,
with.
Grant.
Yeah,
Are you going to be showing us some of the things that you've
yes,
posted?
I
Thank you.
can. Yeah, I was going to get to that. Like I
Alright.
said, I wasn't sure what order and everything to structure this, but we'll definitely get to some of that stuff that I share. So like I said, we want our videos to be engaging. There's all kinds of different videos you could do. Typically, I like to do a lot of the trends, humorous stuff that kind of like a trending audio, maybe that's from a movie or something, but you take it and you apply it to real estate somehow. I could show you guys a couple examples here. Let me see if I can get out of this. Go over to my Instagram. Everybody can see my screen still, right? You can see my Instagram.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So some of the videos I do, okay, I'll show this one real quick right here. I did this with a lender friend of mine. So I found the audio. It's the audio of like the starting of like the BBC News, or I can't remember which one it is, but it's the opening of like the news segment. And somebody else had made a video of it where it was like they were sharing gossip and it was supposed to be a secret, but as soon as they got home, they like spilled the tea to their husband or whatever. And so it was kind of, I don't know if that made any sense, but just watch the video here and we'll see if it makes any sense to you guys.
You're watching BBC News at 9 with me, Carrie Gracie, the headline.
So I don't know if you guys could hear that. Could you hear that?
We heard her say something. We didn't hear anything else.
Okay. So yeah, it was just basically she's had a crazy week. All kinds of crazy stuff have happened in her real estate week. She comes to meet me at the open house and she's like, kind of like, you're watching BBC News at 9 with me, Carrie Gracie, the headline. So it's kind of like she's going to spill her week on me and tell me what's all happened, all the crazy information, kind of like it's a, breaking news segment or something. So that was a trending audio that was going around. I thought, hey, let's try to incorporate it with real estate to see if we can get some laughs out of that.
Do this lower one where you're next to the stairs.
Okay. So this one, I want to talk a little before, well, we'll play it and then we'll talk about it.
Join us this Saturday, July 6th from 1 to 3 in Lancaster.
So that one in particular was, it was a promotion for an open house, but the opening part of the video where it looks like somebody's about to kick you in the face is called a visual hook, where you take something like that catches your attention and then you warp it into your own reality. So it's like they kick me, I'm running backwards through the house because of the momentum of the kick. It shows off the house and in the end is kind of a sneak peek for them to come to the open house. If that made any sense.
It does.
Hey, Grant.
We have a question in the room, Grant.
Yeah, go ahead.
You might have to repeat it, Mark. So question as to where he finds the hooks and the trending.
Where do you find the hooks and the trendings?
So trending audios, if we're talking about audio, like on Instagram, those, a lot of times I go over here to the Reels section on Instagram, or you could check Explore. I feel like Explore is a little bit, I don't go there just because, unless I'm actually going to maybe search something, but Reels will have some different trending audios. Like this right here has this audio in particular. Okay, hold on.
There's a sneaky new Instagram feature that's actually.
Sorry, that was a little bit loud. It was hard to focus. In that Reels section, there will be audios of what's popular going around, popular posts, different kind of templates for popular videos. If you want to go there, you can kind of scroll and find some good trending audios to use in your own videos. Did that answer that question?
Did you use a particular term that we hadn't heard? Peglets? Imprints?
I don't remember saying that.
Okay,
you-
we
if
just
you're on-
misunderstood.
If you're on the Instagram app or website, you go to the Reels section and you can scroll through there to find different audios or stuff like that. In terms of, what was the other question Sheila had?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Reels, and where do you find
Visual hooks.
visual hooks like
So
that?
visual hooks, a couple of the ones I've used lately, I've actually just stolen from other accounts that I've seen on Instagram. I don't know if I could pull them up here. If I can go to saved. Let's see. Here we go. Saves right here. So saved posts. There'll be some different ones like this car salesman lady here. She has a bunch of them where it's like an opening clip.
Where did that happen?
So it's something like that. She has a bunch of those so that I just kind of like stole them from her. You can do what's called remixing with Reels. That allows you to basically take their video, their post, and then edit it to the way you want it. So you could kind of put yourself in that position there where you almost got hit by a car or something. So a lot of these I've just found from other people posting them on Instagram. It's kind of hard to really know a good place to recommend other than that you could find them.
Scott, did you have a comment on where we could find those things, or?
No, I can tell you the audio he's talking about. There's links right at the bottom of the. You just
Yes,
click on
at
the
the
links,
bottom of
you can
every
save the
video.
audio. It's really easy actually, but
I was gonna say at the bottom of every, yeah, like you were saying, if you go to the Reels section with the popular stuff, when this one loads again. So down here, I can stop it. Or there we go. Down here, it's showing the audio that's being used. This one in particular does not have the trending mark. This one here, right here, you can see this has the arrow at the bottom of the audio thing there. That means it's a currently trending audio. So a lot of people are using it. Instagram will probably push your video out there to more people if you use that. So like I said, scrolling through the Reels section, you'll find a bunch of those different ones that are popular right now, or even just good video ideas.
We have another question, Grant.
So
Yep, go
I have
ahead.
a question too, but
does he edit them on his phone, or is he doing most of the editing on his PC?
Do you edit them on your phone, or you're doing most of the editing on your PC?
So I was actually going to get into editing a little bit later.
Okay,
we'll just-
we'll wait.
Yeah.
Somebody else have a question?
I did, but it was about the editing aspect, so I'll wait.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
I don't
Keep
know if
going,
there's,
brother. You're doing great.
okay. I was trying to decide if there's any other videos I wanted to share. I think I mentioned before, one of the first things I did when I got into real estate was make house tours. I don't do those as much as I used to, just because it's harder to get other agents to let me come in and do a video of their listing for whatever reason. I don't know why you wouldn't want more exposure, but that tends to be an issue. Here's one of them. This is actually a new build, but I'll just show you a clip of this real quick of something else I like to do.
Move-in ready new builds in Asheville for under 400. What? You'd be surprised what all this D.R. Horton community offers. And you can come see it for yourself this Saturday from 1 to 3. I'll be hosting here at 3 Cider Mill Drive, but would be more than happy to show you any of the finished new builds in the community. Let me know in the comments, what do you think this one's priced at?
So I go on to video the whole house. We don't have to go there right now though. But I liked to do that originally just to give people a more good idea of layouts of houses to help them. It helps more than just pictures of a house. So people generally tend to enjoy those. They don't always get the most likes, but people do enjoy getting an inside view of a house, seeing the layout. And yeah, so that's another thing I do sometimes. They do take some time to edit and it's a little bit of a learning curve, but I'd be happy to talk to anybody about that if they'd be interested in doing some of those. Any other questions before I go back to my slides? Okay. All right. So I think we were finishing up the Instagram section. So there's for each social media platform, they each have their own kind of algorithms and the way things get promoted and trend. It just really depends on the different platform. So like I was saying, Instagram does a little better with the reels and the videos. Facebook, on the other hand, while it does do okay with videos, a lot of times, like I mentioned, my Facebook and Instagram are connected. So when I share a video on my Instagram business page, it shares to my Facebook business page. And then if I want, I can share that to my personal profile for friends to see, if, because it's always hard to get all your friends to go like and subscribe to your business page. But videos, they do okay on Facebook. A lot of times you'll see some videos on there that are a little longer than that, like I would mention 1 minute mark. But sometimes you'll see smaller, shorter ones too. Facebook, a lot of times its audience tends to enjoy pictures or text box. I mentioned here Joe Wood's jokes. I don't know if anyone else sees the jokes he puts out there in that text box kind of thing with a colored background or whatever, and then it just says some sort of joke. Those are really popular on Facebook. People, for whatever reason, tend to really enjoy those. So I haven't done those quite as much just because I've not taken the time to, I guess, adapt to Facebook's the way things work there. I see I have a comment. Oh yeah, Joe's jokes are pretty funny. Yeah, definitely. If you don't follow him, you should try to get onto his followers list. So it just kind of depends. Each platform works a little different. Different things will trend and be more popular depending on the platform. So like I said, I do share my videos to Facebook a lot of times, but they don't always get as much engagement as on Instagram. It just depends. For both the platforms. So things in particular that are important or good to do for both platforms. You want to share personal life. This is a big thing that AMP and Mark have reminded me of and instilled in me. I've not always done a very good job, but posting about, a new baby, new car, something new that's happened in life. Maybe you finally got the yard mowed after it's been weeks and weeks and it's looking nice. You did new landscaping. You got something, you checked out a new restaurant, different things to not make your life seem entirely about real estate, to make people think you have a personal side to you that they can get to know and talk to about things besides real estate. Of course, we want to make every conversation in some way maybe lead to real estate so that we are able to continue to get referrals. But be personal, maybe share about a personal experience at a new restaurant or store. Post shout outs to support other small businesses in the area, and just do your job of being you and supporting others. Those are important for both Instagram and Facebook. Ultimately, really any platform. But so a couple other things to do for both Instagram and Facebook. Post stories. So this is something I've done for, I don't know, maybe 6 months at this point, is pretty much consistently almost every day going on my Instagram stories, which does, like I said, repost to Facebook, just to share what's going on in my day, what I've been up to, what crazy things have happened with a deal recently or whatever. Of course, we don't want to compromise our clients' confidentiality, but you can still give examples and stories from everyday real estate to help inform people so that when they are ready to buy or sell, they know like, hey, this is something I need to be aware of, or this is something that could happen in my deal. And it also gives your audience opportunity to get to know you more personally. It helps people feel like they're in the moment with you as you're going through your day. And like I said, it's also a good place for personal moments. If you're not going to post it, you might put it on your story. So also, it's a good opportunity on both platforms to engage with friends and followers.
Hey, Grant,
So, yeah,
check your chat.
Chat,
Chief
I
got a
see that, yep.
question for you.
Okay, so a while ago, I have not been very consistent with this, but let me pull it up if I can. Me and another agent in our company had kind of been working on a little side project called Pickaway People. We live in Pickaway County. And let's see, Pickaway People. we live in Pickaway County and we wanted to do a better job of being out there to our community and highlighting local businesses, and just kind of sharing important things about Pickaway County area. So at first, when we started out, we did a couple of videos of certain businesses. Like I said, we've kind of slacked off of that and have not done as good. It's been a while since we really made a video about a local business, but like one we did right here, I'll play for you guys. This is about a company or a little shop called The Rustic Harvest. It's not far from Circleville, if you guys are familiar with that area, but we highlighted her business to help her and help people see us as a resource for community things. I'm not sure if the audio is working.
The Rustic Harvest started technically as a small idea. We were selling produce on the side of the road, and my husband was like, I think you should start a store. All these lights started like coming on. I'm like, oh, I think I could do local businesses.
So that was a little clip. I think there's a fuller video on YouTube, but we had done this to try to find a way to connect better with our community and post things relatable to people. We have the pumpkin show, so we posted a couple things in regards to pumpkin show, like this one.
Wow, this has just been such a pleasure. I'm such a lucky boy. I can't wait to go home. Wow.
So pumpkin show in particular is either you love it or you hate it. And there's certain people that just the whole time they're there, like are ready to go home. Then there's other people who love it and get really obnoxious if you call it the pumpkin festival instead of the pumpkin show. So we tried to play on those certain things here in the community just to connect with people better, be more, I guess, local and be a local resource to those around us. So that's one thing we've done. It's been, like I said, it's been a while since we've actually done more work with that. But something, if you can start something like this, even if it's just on your business page, highlighting local businesses, making memes and stuff that relate to people in the community, that's a great way to connect and gain more of a following and a friendship with those in the community. So back to this.
Reminders. There you go.
Sorry, what'd you say?
You can snooze your reminders or just.
Oh, sorry.
We can see those.
Okay, it's good to know. Okay. Was there another comment?
I don't think so.
All right. Any other questions before I keep going? Good?
Good.
All right. So like I was saying, that was one way that we tried to better engage with our local community. So as much as you can be local, that helps. If you can kind of niche down to your local market, that helps gain more following, I think. So I was talking about engaging with friends and followers. So the more you can engage with your friends and followers on Instagram, Facebook, whatever particular platforms you use, the better and more likely they will be to see your content in the future, and it'll help keep you in mind the more you're in touch with them. So next I'm going to talk about how to do it. So we had a couple questions before about how I edit the videos. Instagram and Facebook, I think, both have a little bit of a editing kind of thing before you post videos, but I like to use CapCut. I think it's pretty popular. I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard of it, but it's my resource for whenever I edit a video. If I make a video of a house, I use it to do like the little speed ups when I'm zooming through the house. It has a lot of different handy tools that make things, it's just more smooth and easy to edit videos than on Instagram or something like that. Got tons of tools. Honestly, I could probably teach a class about CapCut sometime if we needed that. It's really good for videos. That's pretty much exclusively what I use. If you're wanting to find trending videos and audios, like I said, a lot of times you'll find those on Instagram in the Reels section. Now, one thing that I don't think I really highlighted for my feed was kind of what I call meme videos, where you take a clip of, maybe it's from a movie or just anything random. It's a person where they're saying something. Let me just go back to my feed and see if I can show you one. So back to my profile. Videos. It's been a while since I've done one. Let's see. There was a good one not too long ago. Here we go.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
So that we use that video clip of, I don't know what that's from. I have no idea. Some movie maybe. You can get clips like that where it's the background's been removed. It's just the character. You find those in CapCut. They have a lot of templates like that. All kinds of different videos that you can grab, and you just slap your text on it, make it whatever you want to say that somehow relates to real estate. And there you go. So that's another thing. I haven't done those as much recently because those had started to not get as many likes and views, but those are funny things to do as well. I see I have a chat here. Yes, yeah, we could definitely do a CapCut class in the future if that's something people want to do. I'd be happy to help with that.
Yeah.
Can you get access? Yes, you have access to those templates through the free version of CapCut. I do not pay for the paid version myself. I had looked into it, but I didn't feel like it was really necessary. They have a ton of features for if you actually pay for Pro, but I have not invested in that myself. Yes, those templates are free, so they're huge. It's a huge amount of endless possibilities for funny things to post. So like I said, CapCut for videos. You can find trending audios on Instagram. One big thing I wanted to highlight, definitely in your videos, whether it's just stories or videos you share as posts, you need to be willing to get behind the camera and show yourself. I hated being on camera too when I started doing this. I still sometimes really don't like doing it, but you eventually get over yourself. I mean, you just got to do it. It's
Right.
good because it gives people a picture of you. They know who's talking to them. They know what you look like. They learn more about you from seeing you and seeing you talk directly to them. So you have to be willing to get on camera. It's a necessity in my opinion. So like I said, it was hard for me. I didn't want to do it, but we have to get over ourselves. So, okay. In terms of how to engage with friends, good practices for engaging with friends and family are DMs, comments, and sharing other people's posts. Where are we on time? 6:30. We're good. All right. So, it's easy to scroll through Facebook or Instagram and just, like somebody's post. But that's not the only way to engage. We need to actually comment on it, talk about what we like, compliment people for certain things, congratulate them on big things in life, and support them in their endeavors.
And then sign off with your tagline.
Yeah. I don't do a very good job of that because I don't know, I'm a little hesitant just because I feel like it'll sound silly, but I know, Mark, you're very good about that. And you do stress the importance of that. And it would be a good thing because it, reminds people of who you are, what you do. So as much as possible of reminding people that, I think is a very big deal. Also, if you really like their post, it's great to share it to your page to let other friends of yours know about it, to help show you that friend you're supporting their business and whatever cause they're posting about. Another important thing to do is message friends. So when I was earlier starting out with Mark and AMP, one of the things they stressed to me was the importance of personal or private messaging, DMing people on Facebook and Instagram. And so they kind of gave me an idea of what I should say. And I was like, this sounds like I don't want to be that person sending that message. I was like very self-conscious. I did not want to reach out to people because personally, I never would have done that before. Prior to getting into real estate, I didn't really text or call anybody unless they had already called me. I didn't want to start the conversation because I was concerned that they didn't want to hear from me and they were just going to be annoyed by me reaching out. You got to get over that fear. It's irrelevant and it only holds you back from actually getting closer to your clients, closer to family members, and building the trust with those who will refer you out to others. So messaging is very important. It's great to check in on them and not just make it about real estate, but make sure that you do find a way to weave real estate in there and remind them, hey, I'm a local agent. I would really appreciate your support of giving my name out to those you know in need of buying or selling. It's great to get referrals from friends, things like that can go a long way. I've done that myself some, and I've already seen, I've only been doing it for a couple months, and I've already seen the benefit of how it not necessarily brings immediate transactions, but it continues to keep you top of mind with those you're reaching out to. So it's really important to do that. Any questions about that? Are we good to move forward?
Good.
All right. So coming to the end of this presentation I prepared. So this is now the why. We've done the what I do, how to do it, and why to do it. So the biggest thing that I've really learned from AMP in taking on this social media approach is how it really helps to build and nurture your sphere. All of this really comes back to sphere. You're friends with and following the people that you know and have a relationship with. So what better way to grow that relationship and to strengthen it than through social media, which people are on every single day, whether it be sending a message or just, like I said, sharing videos, posts that are related to real estate and help people remember he's that real estate guy that, he's ready for me when I need to buy or sell, or I can refer friends to him if they're looking to buy or sell. The more you're on there consistently to share facts about the local market, to make people laugh, the more they're going to like you, the more they're going to trust you, and the more they'll feel like they know you personally, which is very important. Everybody says you want them to know, like, and trust you. So those are key factors, and social media really helps you with that. Like I say here, it keeps you top of mind. You want to be top of mind so that when they know somebody who's going to need a realtor's assistance, they think of you. They might know a bunch of agents, but if you have a standout appearance on social media and you consistently are reaching out to them through messages, commenting on their posts, they will know you as the caring and prepared agent that they're looking for. Like I mentioned, it grows and nurtures your sphere. Like I want to reiterate that sphere is, you know a lot of people already. We all have people that are already going to know us and like us, and this is another way to help build trust through social media. And so the more you can do that, the more you eventually can get to the point where you really can almost rely on your sphere because of the connection you have with them and the trust that they have in you. And if it continues to grow through more and more clients getting referred to you, that potential for that to be a huge business contributor just goes up more and more. So, like I said here at the bottom, it ultimately provides you with sales. And it might not be the people you message directly, but it could be they know somebody. I've had a friend from church who I had sent some messages to at one point, just like, hey, I appreciate you liking my posts. I just would appreciate you guys keep me in mind if you have family or friends who are looking to move and buy soon. And had a couple weeks ago at church, a friend told me that her mother-in-law is looking to sell her house in Wilmington and move over here closer to Circleville. And I got in touch with her, and we've been in the process of looking now. So it's not a closed deal for sure, but definitely a motivated buyer and has a listing to sell in Wilmington. So it's like I have at the bottom here. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a process. You got to consistently do it. You got to be in touch on a regular basis, following up. Somebody saying something?
Yeah, I was just making a joke at my own expense.
Impressed.
But definitely just being consistent with being in touch, sharing stuff on social media, You have to do, it's not an easy, like you do it once and the job's done. It's not, they're not going to flow into you, with with a little bit of work put into it. You have to put in the work of being consistent and making sure you're caring about or concerned about reaching out and connecting with these in your sphere. So it will take some time, but you'll see the referrals come in and just the growing of trust in you, how people see you for resource of things other than real estate too. They know you as the person who is a realtor who probably has connections to people they might need aside from selling their house. The more you can grow that trust, the more things will just, like I said, to continue to strengthen your business. That makes sense. So I think I've gone over pretty much all I've prepared here. Did we have any more questions? I might have missed something. I might have not explained anything, a certain thing very well. If anyone
Yeah,
has questions. Yeah.
sorry, go ahead. I do have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, congratulations on your mini human on the way. So,
Thank you. I'm excited.
But we can go into the weeds after this call or some other time, but just two real quick questions. Does CapCut have direct sharing from the app? Like CapCut to the apps?
To like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah, can you directly do it through CapCut?
When exporting, I believe, yes, you can directly go to there. I've never done that myself because I guess for whatever reason, I just like to save it and then go to the app and post there. I don't know that if that affects the output of the video, I don't know, but
Yeah,
let's have that.
yeah, I was just curious. And then the visual capture that you were talking at the very beginning of the videos, were you getting those directly from CapCut or were you getting them from other feeds?
The visual hooks thing you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them that I have found has been on Instagram. I've seen other people post things like that. And so then I either screen recorded the beginning of their video, or you can do what's called a remix, where you basically take the video they have and you can trim it down and put your own clip into the video. Like I said,
Okay. I'm gonna have to get in the weeds with you sometime, man. So yeah.
video creation in CapCut could be a whole nother class because there's a lot
The remix thing too. I want to talk to you about that because all right, sorry. Go
No, you're
ahead.
good. Yeah, definitely good questions. I have found like one or two of the visual hooks maybe on CapCut, but it's hard to really look on there and find exactly what you're looking for. I typed in like visual hooks and that didn't really come up in the results. So last I checked, CapCut did not have a specific like list of templates for visual hooks. You kind of just have to scroll through what's trending and be like, oh, that could work as one. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll get a hold of you because so a lot of the stuff you do is directly in Instagram.
It's kind of
Through
mixed.
CapCut.
It's a
I
mixture.
don't know. We'll talk later. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I have a complicated process.
Because
Yeah.
I've messed around a lot with this stuff. So yeah. Okay.
Yep. No problem.
Thank you.
Anything else for Grant?
I wanted to make a comment about the referrals that he's talking about and building your sphere here. And I know that it takes a lot of time and it takes consistency, and it's like you have to, basically set your clock to do it all the time and be consistent over time. But if you do, and then one of your connections refers someone to you, it's like almost a done deal. It's not like they're going to, call you, their best friend said to call you. They're going to call you and they're going to use you. They're not going to call you and call two other random people they find on the internet that they don't know from Adam. They're going to call their best friend's recommendation. And I had one like this the other day, a guy who's in my sphere that I haven't done as good a job as I should keeping up with him, but we do text and connect on Facebook at times. And he sent a $600,000 buyer to me, and the guy didn't call anybody else. He didn't, he didn't compare. He didn't shop me. He just used me because Matt told him to call me. And so those are so much more valuable than somebody who just finds you on, KV Core or sees your website or something like that. I mean, they're really worth spending the time to nurture.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Thank you, Gina.
Right.
I paid her too. The joke earlier, Grant, was a they'd be shocked at how much I paid you to say all the things you're saying. And I was just kidding around. Anything else for Grant? Grant, thank you very much for going through the trouble of putting this together. When we voluntold people to do things, it's sometimes a little tough. I appreciate you being on the hot seat, and this was fantastic. This is going to go out to the entire team when I get it edited, and it'll be on the AMP YouTube channel and the AMP Facebook page.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm hoping I can just take this back. If you hit stop share, should come to me. Beautiful. Let me see if I can hit share. Nope. You need to make me the host again. Somehow. However you can do that. A lot of people are thanking you in the chat.
There we go. I think now you're the host.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for your appreciation.
Thank you.
Kind of all over the place, but I was happy.
Let me just go into that. Why did the chat disappear? I don't know why. Oh well. Let me share screen. Hello. Share screen. Thank you. Maybe I'll get the chat back. Yeah. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Grant. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks, Grant. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Grant. Thanks, Grant. You rock. Thank you. There you go. Thank you, Grant. Let's end this maybe a little bit early. This does dovetail very nicely with the vision that we all have in our heads of being on this racetrack, right? Where we're spending our efforts and time filling our pipeline, 60%. And then people go into transactions, and it's not difficult to get somebody through a transaction. So 10% of your effort and time, and then 30% staying in touch with closed clients and assisting them. Our job starts when we close, doesn't end there. And then you can just picture that wrapping around that top of that racetrack. I may still have it up. Let me see if it's here. I doubt it. And you've got this big group of people called clients and potential clients in all of your social media platforms. They're just sitting there waiting for you to connect. And then you've got KV Core, this big group of people that you're building, that you're connected with in some way, shape, or form, that are just sitting there waiting for you to connect. So back-end marketing, guys, as you've heard me say dozens of times, has been around for centuries. This is not a reinvention of the wheel. It's simply taking from every large brick and mortar and online store what they do extremely well every day. You cannot get away from these companies. Once you visit a company and buy something from them, you cannot escape their clutches. We should feel the same way about that in real estate. We're running a business here. How many of you are on your phones during the day and you've been blasted with texts from both the Democrat and the Republican national committees? I'm getting crushed with that stuff. Your information is out there. Your job is to reverse that and gather information from others by offering to be of assistance, putting them in your platforms, and then treating them so many ways, they'll have to like one of them. And as Grant said, they'll respond over time. So we don't have to beat that dead horse. Grant did a great job sharing with us how he influences, communicates, and grows trust on social media. Let's all start doing that. We should all have a YouTube channel.
Could I make one more note?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like I mentioned, I was really nervous about doing the messaging at first. I thought, people would just ignore you or, yeah. Almost everybody comments back, thank you for thinking of me. And yeah, I will definitely keep you in mind. You definitely get a response way more often than you'd expect. So you just gotta get over yourself and take that first step of messaging somebody, and then it all gets easier after you do it a couple of times.
I appreciate that, Grant. I don't know what makes us, well, I guess I do. We're all human beings, so we have our issues with failure and embarrassment and fear. I have no idea why people who purport to be your friends would respond in any other way other than sure. And if they don't respond at all, it's just because they don't use direct messaging on Facebook. Find a different way to connect with them. Text them, call them, email them, and send the same message. And as Grant indicated, it doesn't always have to be, hey, if you hear of anybody who needs a caring, competent real estate professional, would you give them my contact information? It feels great getting referrals from friends like you. And best of all, I get to work with someone who knows you. That's my message. Guys, I hope you have a great evening. I really appreciate you taking the time on the second and fourth Thursdays to be on this call. It's important. We're certainly going to take some steps as a leadership group to shrink down our dissemination of this information. So our expectations are going to rise over time of each other. So it's coming. Let's look forward to it. And let's start running a real estate business today. All right. Thanks for being here. Bye.